You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast with Kevin, Danny, Eli, and Lee. And I hope you're liking it as much as I am. I'm just rolling on the ground with laughter. This is so much fun. Are you enjoying it like I am? That's good. That's good. Anyway, here's looking at you. Here's treats. Don't punch that button. I'm not through talking.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You are listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States of America. We are Artistic Bus talking about Disney stuff. And this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. For this episode, we discuss my Walt Disney World trip in July 2022. And look, this isn't your typical polished, practiced, pixie dust and Disney podcast. No, sir. We are not in the parks every day trying to tell you which pretzel is the best.
That's right, Kevin. We're here to drink, talk Disney, and be regaled by tales of your Disney vacation.
That's right. And like the OG turkey leg recipe is good every time, all the time.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And Lee. And hey, man, don't book a vacation and be bored. Book with Lee. You may also know me as Star-Lord.
Who calls you Star-Lord? Is that your wife's nickname for you in the bedroom?
That's what Kevin called me after he was down there having fun at Disney. He's
Wait,
like, Star-Lord.
You called him Star-Lord?
Yeah, I have it on a t-shirt. I was wearing it around.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, I know,
A
it's nice.
t-shirt that says I call Lee Star-Lord.
Yeah. In bed.
Okay. Well, there you
It's
go.
like a fortune cookie, and then I had the words in
There's
bed.
your travel tip right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
You see, we're the
Magic out!
you listeners find out when we find out
Yeah.
about bonds and connections and
I love it.
All the love, guys.
Yes.
You're the guardian of travel, Lee. I like it.
So, guys, looking up for my jibber jabber, let's go talk about Walt Disney World. Well, y'all, as you know, if you were following us on social media back mid-July, somewhere around the 10th and the 15th, you could tell that I was in Walt Disney World. I did a lot of posts. I don't know if you guys saw that in here, but as in lieu of doing live video from the parks, I just threw up a bunch of pictures and entertained the Mohicans that way of my adventures and stuff. It was a lot more fun and a lot more efficient posting-wise because I didn't have to deal that much with Disney Internet. And so this is what I'm here to talk about is my trip report show. Or shows. Who knows? We'll see how this goes.
This is what we're here to listen to.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just went to Walt Disney World, the latest one. I'm going to talk about a couple of things on this particular segment. And definitely going to talk about Cosmic Rewind, because I'm probably the first of us to ride Cosmic Rewind, so I'm sure you'll want to hear about that.
Oh, there's a part that I want to hear about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's start with some logistics. Just kind of set the stage of what I was traveling with, where I stayed, that kind of stuff. Get it out the way so you know what I was working with. Okay?
All right.
Show me what you're working with.
What?
Thank you. So we were down there for about a week, and we stayed for the first time ever in the Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge. And it's kind of set up like the Grand Floridian, where it's that separate, DVC has a separate building off to the side. This is the same thing where the DVC rooms for Boulder Ridge were set off to the side for the main building of Grand Floridian. So that's what I was working with. It was very quiet, which is kind of cool. It's very peaceful. They had a lot of Western movie music playing as you were walking through the halls.
Like the Clint Eastwood whistling.
Gunsmoke, whatever you're yes,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Guests like drawing on each other in the hallway and meeting each other at high noon.
No, but that would have been a good idea though. But we did see people playing cards in the lobby, which is, I guess, as close as we got to a quick draw.
Oh, man.
right.
Nobody was at the salute and the lady was doing the thing with the
can-
skirt.
Should have done that. That would have been awesome if I had umbrellas and just like and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool. I mean, there was like this little wooden bridge that led you to the entrance of the thing, and the funny thing is, you heard all this epic Western movie type music, but in the evenings, I was walking through and it's like, man, it's awfully quiet, and I'm like, damn, those crickets are really loud. But they replaced the Western music with crickets. Cricket sounds.
What?
So it's like as you're walking, it's like. It's the most bizarre thing.
It's fake recording of
You
crickets.
sure they were not real crickets?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was a both because you got the real crickets that were in the wind and not in the wind in the woods because I mean it's surrounded by woods. This little building, and then you had this what sounded to me really amplified crickets, but there was no music whatsoever, and I was like, that cricket's really loud, but that one isn't. Those frogs are really loud, but that frog isn't. And I don't know, maybe in my musical ear, because like it sounds like this was a recording of crickets.
I feel bad for the real crickets because think about all the real crickets that come hopping over like, oh man, there's a female cricket over there and she's singing because she's lonely, and they get over there and they don't find a cricket.
Maybe that's why they played them, because they would like try to deter people.
How do I get this cricket out of this speaker? Because there's a girl cricket in there that
It's like,
looking
man,
for me and I can't get to
All
her.
the crickets are staring.
like, oh yeah, when one's like, oh bro, you got Milli Vanilli.
She said she loved me. I heard her chirping. I heard her.
She was singing it.
Oh man.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the kind of setting that I left to go to the parks and I came home to from the parks. I left with epic Western music and I came home to crickets and frog sounds.
I'll take the Western music over the.
It was pretty
frog
epic,
sounds.
man. You walk out the door and like bum bum ba dun da 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 dun da da. Yeah, let's go conquer the park. Yeah,
Ah, let's
that's
get a wagon train and truck wagon going.
Yeah,
Did you yeehaw?
I should have. No, I didn't think
should've
about it
yelled.
because I was still in awe. I was trying to identify the tunes that they were playing.
Oh,
It's like,
wow.
Gunsmoke. Oh, this is like whatever you call it. The
Like Wagon
Magnificent
Train,
Seven. Wagon Train.
Bonanza.
They had Little Women. They even played the theme of that. Whatever that is, I
Wow.
forget.
Okay.
I forget. But somebody in our party discovered it. Speaking of our party, just to let you know who I traveled with, I traveled with Mike and Joy, which you familiar
Mike
with.
and Joy,
Yes.
who?
Mike and yeah. These two people that that I've known since high school. Not one of them, not the other one.
Wow, I like how you just saved that to tell us on the podcast. Like, this is like a major thing.
You're joking. It's like the recording of the chirping and the crickets. You
Well,
saying
no,
that-
the thing is, it was supposed to be a big trip for all the band friends and stuff that we had, which was supposed to be all like 18 or 19 or so, but people just kept falling off the trip, and then it just fizzled out to just my family and then Mike and Joy. That was it.
Did their family come with them?
No, it was just those two. It was just
So
them.
they jumped on your bandwagon.
Well, wait.
No. It was supposed to be a big group, right? So it was going to be 18 out of us, all of our friends with our families and the kids and stuff. And then Rob's family was no longer interested because their daughters were no longer interested. So that was 4 out of the group.
Oh, I've had
Now
that
we're down to
feeling.
14. That's all right. All right, okay, cool. So we still got some people. We got a group that can go, and that's fine.
Joy is not necessarily part of the band group, so does that mean that her and Mike are now an item?
Yeah,
I would
there
assume
you
so.
go.
Yeah, there you go.
They
I would
are an
assume so.
item?
I don't know.
They stay in the room together.
No, well, they stayed in the room together, but they was in a room with 2 beds, but I didn't know how the sleeping arrangements or anything.
I think that's a pretty safe assumption, though.
You don't know these people like
Yeah.
we do.
yeah.
As much as you be saying all the love jokes and stuff, you ain't throw out nothing to figure out where they was coming from. We could have had a.
A whole different show.
This is the show. I didn't know that. That's
Is all of a sudden Mike and Joy going to show up and they're going to come on and do the trip report with you?
No, they're not. I didn't plan
you
for
should
that.
have
Yeah.
brought them to do the trip report.
Well,
with
if I
you.
knew it would have been okay with y'all, then sure. Why not?
no,
But
I
I didn't
just-
want to do that. 'cause-
Hey, it's not us that decided to end the friendship.
I want a piece of that. I took a piece of that.
I didn't want to intrude on that and bring them on, just pop them up on the show.
we tried to make peace with those people.
You could have popped up on the show. I mean, now whether or not they'd have stayed for it.
That's right.
That's I ain't afraid.
That's cool. That's cool. But anyway, the point is that there was supposed to be a bigger group than
what
just
happened?
us. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
We had friends get jobs out of state and they moved, having marital problems, all kind of shit.
Mark wasn't going no matter what. You kidding yourself?
There was always hope that he would actually show up on a trip. Mark.
Kevin, you better than this. You know this dude wasn't.
Yeah, I know, but it's still, it's like there's hope. He was originally on, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to go, and then it's like, oh, he quit his job. It's all right, cool.
He
That means
quit his
might have-
job at New York.
No, he quit the job at the TV station.
Oh,
So-
y'all had this plan for a while.
Yeah, we had this plan for like years. Like, yeah, we'll do a trip. We hadn't done a trip this big in a while, and then people just kept falling off, and then it was just like my family and then Mike and Joy.
They're like Linus from the Great Pumpkin Show. Just you wait. Next year, Mark Dean will come. He'll come on that Disney vacation with us, and we'll all go together.
That's always the hope. That's always a hope.
He'll tell us he's coming. You'll see. Oh, no. Oh, do Mike and Joy listen to the show?
I don't know. I don't know if they listen to the show. I hope they at least subscribe and give us those downloads. But I never really asked them. Just it's like,
ooh, boy, that's a story for another time.
Yeah,
that's all right.
But that's who I was
caught me
traveling
off guard, though. I'm just saying.
I was gonna say, like,
I didn't think that'd be such a big thing. I mean, should I have told you before I left for the trip? I didn't know that was a.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. I mean, we ask you how they're doing all the time.
Don't we?
Yeah.
I just, I mean, they don't care about my life. They crushed it. But
Which was funny because when we were talking about, I mean,
did they talk about crushing my life over there?
No, it's like when Fong mentioned something about y'all enjoying the title of the new Captain America, which tease we'll talk about, we have talked about on the Marvel show.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt that was kind of out of the blue. I was like, oh, really? You're cool with all that? It's like, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll ask him tomorrow if you really want to know.
You're welcome to come down here anytime.
That's because of New World Order and the WCW Kevin. Yeah, like it wasn't us. So if Mike is sad because a lot of people are dropping out of the band group and it's just him enjoying you and your family, and they're like, "Hey, you think Danny?" Yeah, we'll talk, and like, we good. I mean, I think the wounds have all healed. Like, I don't think anybody. Well, I can't speak.
I'm about to say, I mean, that's not my place. That's not my place to say. This is how it goes.
That's all right.
I mean, y'all
on our end,
yes,
yeah, it's okay.
I think we're good.
That's cool. That's good enough.
God bless America.
All right, so come on.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's the whole story of how this trip came to be. And it got moved back a couple different times. Oh, like I had one people fell off because they decided to go to Portugal because I guess there was some presentation his partner had to do. No, this was Dave.
Rojas?
Yeah, Rojas. Yeah, but
wow.
I think Mike's a professor at college, but I think he was giving a presentation in Portugal, so they needed to save money for that instead of going to Disney. So,
Oh, man.
so people just kept falling off.
Drop it off.
Yeah, just drop it off. So
You see, this is why Kevin does a Magic Our Way podcast with us instead of his other friends, because we show up.
We show up.
That's what we do. We might be assholes, but we show up.
We here for you, though.
We're reliable assholes.
Yeah, we here for you.
Yes, reliable is good.
Yeah.
That was good.
I mean,
But yeah, so that's what it is. We got the 2-bedroom villa, pretty good. We got the 5-day park hopper and bought the Genie Plus before they changed the rules, so I was able to do it for the entire week. So we were set that way. And yeah, so that's basically the layout of the trip. A nice place to stay. Got some good tickets. Got some Genie Plus action, so I could talk about it.
No crazy Genie Plus stories like what Danny Lee had. You kind of breezed through that one a little bit.
No, I'll talk about Genie Plus a little bit because I know in past shows I've had my anxiety about dealing with this system, from hearing Danny's stories and then Lee telling me some information, just all the things. And I was really just going into this trip just like, I got to deal with this damn thing. And I deal with it, I did. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Because first I got to get there. I drove. Not on any kind of Lawless Family trip level of craziness.
Thank God.
Thank goodness, yeah. Because I had some air conditioning failure in the van. So I had a little bit of a touch of adventure. It's probably the most adventurous thing or negative thing that we had.
This is like a 10-hour drive. How much of that drive was without air conditioning?
Well, it was only the last 4 hours, thankfully.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Still.
In summer in Florida.
Right.
It had to be a little musky in that car.
Yeah. But because here's the thing. It's like we were excited. So we ended up leaving at 1 a.m. Crazy enough. And it was great because it was like, it was so quiet. All the drunks have either crashed or went home by then. So what? I don't know. I don't know what drunks do when they're on the highway.
I'm going to go with drink.
Yeah, hopefully they stayed where they were. They didn't do that. So, but anyway,
awesome.
Either way, they weren't in my way. So it was great. We're just cruising around along. We go through Mobile. We go through Tallahassee. Just about maybe just outside of Lake City, Florida. Lake City, Florida is about 4 hours away from the parks. I noticed that the air conditioner, it's like warm in there. It's like, what the hell? It's warm. This is about maybe, what time is it by then? It's like maybe 7 o'clock. So the sun's starting to come out. Things are starting to get warmed up. Up until that point, the air conditioner was working great. It was night anyway, so it felt really cool. It wasn't really a big deal. But then we started feeling it, right? And it's like, damn, there's nothing but hot air blowing out of these vents. I'm like, what the heck's going on? I'm like, oh, maybe it just needs a Freon recharge. That's fine. No problem. We'll take care of it somewhere in the Walt Disney World area. I can ask around Facebook. Worst comes to worst, they got the car care center there if I want to pay those prices and just make it done. No problem. It's fine. We'll just make a bunch of stops, chill out for a little bit, and then continue on, finish the last 4 hours of our journey, right?
Yeah, cool out. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so we make a stop. We take our first stop at a rest area, right, just to kind of cool off, open the windows, step out of the van a little bit. So if there, no big whoop at the rest area. About 10 minutes after that, we head out. And this time when I turned on the AC, I was like, the AC's working again.
There it is.
I was like, so I'm thinking, well, maybe the computer car thing maybe just needed a reset. Reset the computer. I don't know if the computers in the car regulate the AC relays or whatever. But whatever it is, it worked for a little while.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no.
And then at some point, I think this is probably between Micanopy and Gainesville, Florida. Micanopy is where Cafe Risque is for anybody that drives that. That's like one of my what do you call it?
Landmarks.
Yeah, as I'm driving down there, yeah. Risque Cafe at Micanopy in Gainesville, Florida, where University of Florida is, of course. I noticed that my two vents, because we have these split climate control cars, you know what I'm talking about? Like, my wife can set her temperature, I set mine. I noticed my two vents are like really hot. Oh, the AC's out again. Damn it. We're talking to my wife, like, okay, we got to do this plan. And I guess at some point I reach over her just to, pat her, see how she's doing, and I realize, wait, she's got cool air in her side of the car. What the hell's going on? And I'm like, I'm hot. She's cool. Like, what the hell? And then I asked the kids in the back, it's like, hey, y'all getting cool air back there? It's like, yeah, we're fine. So my car now is split. The two vents blowing on me are hot as hell, and the rest of my family are fine, which is great. But I'm sitting there driving. It's like, driving and having heat blow in your face. It's kind of hard to stay awake.
It's very tough.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I got to stay awake here. Val, we're gonna have to rotate or something because this is crazy.
She's like, I ain't giving up my cool side of the car.
Yeah. Now, granted, it wasn't cold, so I still think we need a Freon thing, but it was cooler than what I was experiencing. I don't know. I think I was experiencing outside coming into my van, but that sucks. So I was like, well, damn. All right. So we make another stop. We stop at Cracker Barrel. Get out of the car for about an hour, eat some breakfast. Whatnot, because we left super early. Chill out, just like hope to God the air conditioner works when we get back in the car. Hop back into the car again. And it's still kind of doing the same thing, right? So I still got hot air on my two vents. The rest of my family's got cool air. They're totally fine and cool. Good. Okay, I can man this up. I keep going on, I make it to the turnpike, get on the turnpike, and somehow on the turnpike, I start noticing that, I'm starting to feel good. I'm starting to feel awake. And then feel the vents is like, now this is blowing cold air. So now everything's fine again. I'm like, what the hell is going on, By this point, I've already put out APB on Facebook. It's like, hey, does anybody know any mechanics in the Orlando Walt Disney World area that can help me get this thing resolved, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's posting their opinions and thoughts and things I could check or whatever. Your sister even tuned in. She's like, I hope this is not starting out like a lawless family vacation. He's like, I don't know, Sam. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I haven't made it there yet.
Amateur hour compared to us.
Yeah, and that's what I'm here to say. Is like it was never definitely not on the level of what you guys experienced, but it had me concerned for a point. I was like, wait a minute, this is not good.
Oh, sure, because you got to drive back.
Yeah, because you got to drive back. And thankfully, say the drive back when we did drive back, it wasn't bad. The AC worked. It wasn't as cold as it usually is, but at least I wasn't hot. So the drive back was fine. Or tolerable, I should say.
So did you get a service while you were there?
No, because I figured, well, it wasn't working. I wasn't going to touch a thing. I wasn't going to touch any settings that I might have done the thing. I was just going to leave it on. And Val was cool with it. Like, let's hope it lasts the entire trip, make it home so we could use our own mechanics, have them take a look at it, and that way we don't lose any time with our vacation. Needless to say, we made it through the trip. The situation wasn't completely resolved, but at least, like I said, on the drive home, everything was good. So that's about the worst thing maybe that could have happened on that trip. I know I posted it out on Facebook, and I know there's a lot of people, even listeners, that chimed in. So thank you guys for all your suggestions and help. We made it home safely, so I appreciate all the help that I got on Facebook from the Mohicans as well as the friends and various friends and stuff. So yeah, so there's that's probably the worst thing that happened on the trip.
All right.
Yeah, but everything else looks up. It looks pretty good. It was a lot of fun.
Now, how many days were you there?
I was there for 6 full days that I could enjoy.
That's nice, though.
Yeah, it was a good vacay, man. It was nice. And the thing that made this trip fun is that there was a lot of firsts on this trip, which will be the focus of this report.
Okay.
There was a lot of firsts that I was able to, not just for me, but for my family as well. Just to give you some context, the last time me and my family were at Walt Disney World was before the lockdown in 2019, and this was around Mardi Gras. Basically, my family hadn't seen anything since 2019, Granted, I was there last October for the opening, so I got to see more things more recently than they have, save for Cosmic Rewind, of course. That was the newest thing that I experienced on this trip. But I'll talk about Cosmic Rewind in a second. Before that, I feel like I need to talk about Disney Genie, because this kind of sets up the day in which I experienced Cosmic Rewind. So Disney Genie. So as you guys may have recognized on past shows, I've had my apprehensions about this system. Of course, having heard of Danny's experiences with it and Lee's most recent experience with it, and then just everybody's experience with this damn thing.
And you're not a very apprehensive person in general. Like, you're very much a try anything kind of guy.
I am, but this thing just looming over it, like I have to plan my every aspect of my vacation. Just like I don't like that stuff. It's a vacation. I don't know. So much so that I may take a break for a little while and do some other stuff between them, just because I have to deal with this thing. But I did a lot of research, and I want to give a shout out because I did stumble upon this YouTuber that I found pretty helpful as well. I want to give a shout out to Ear Scouts on YouTube. This guy is pretty much straight and to the point of what to do, and he doesn't. Some other videos he doesn't add a bunch of excessive fluff or wordiness in his videos. He's like, this is what you got to do, how to do it, when to do it, that kind of stuff. And so I respected that was good.
He didn't just keep talking for content and go on for 45 minutes like the Magic Our Way podcast would do about one little thing.
But I could deal with us doing that because we're not trying to give like pointed information like that. But if I'm looking for pointed information, tell me straight. What do I got to do? So I'm not so afraid of this thing.
It's like when you look up a recipe online and they got to tell you the whole backstory of how their grandfather came to this country with sausages in his backpack and all this other stuff. You're like, just give me the freaking recipe, dude.
Yeah, I don't care about all that. For this, you could do another video and tell me about how sausages were in your backpack, but whatever. However that works. But yeah, so one of his videos, Disney Genie Plus Explained, or 27 best hacks, tips, and tricks to have the most fun at Disney World, was the main video that I watched. And so I based a lot of my strategy, basic strategy on that, plus all the stuff that you guys have told me with it. I did see how the times rapidly change. It was no joke. I'd log in at 7 a.m. and just like Danny said, I can do this 8 a.m. Oh, it switched to 8:30. Oh, it switched to 12 noon. Oh, it switched to 4:30. Like, what the hell? I was like, damn, this thing wasn't, they ain't kidding. And this was mostly for the popular attractions, right? A lot of the ones that were, and this is funny because with Disney Genie, I could tell which ones were the popular ones versus the ones that were not so popular, which you could probably get any time, because the rapidness at which the times changed, So I recognize that right off the bat, and so usually what I would do is I'd gun for the more popular ones, right, just to get it out the way. But anyway, this was basically our routine for each park day that we had, right? So, Mike and I got up at 6:45 a.m. And that's one of the things that the video suggested. Get up at 6:45. There's a place where you could select your interests, and the video says to just pick 2 attractions. But I'll get into that in a second. So we got up at 6:45. I stumbled out of bed.
Stumble in the kitchen?
I didn't stumble in the kitchen. I stumbled into the bathroom.
Cup of ambition?
Of course. Yeah, I stumbled into the bathroom with my ambition of
yawning, pissing, trying to take a
Didn't do that because I would have wasted too much time.
When you say you stumbled out of bed, was that because you tripped over Joy?
No, they weren't in my room.
Oh, good.
They had their own, it was a 2-bedroom villa. They were in their own room.
I didn't know if y'all tried to jam every. Okay.
Dad.
No, me and my family need our space.
Jam Baldy.
I got you.
All right.
You said me and Mike got up. I thought maybe y'all got up.
Well, he got up on his side and I got up on my side. Okay. We met in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, we met
As
in the
it
middle
should
to
be.
do this. Yes, but yeah, so I did brush teeth, all that kind of stuff, and access Genie Plus. I guess around 6:50, 6:55. And as the video Ear Scout suggested, you pick only 2 of your interests. You don't want to do a bunch of interests, because what happens is when you pick 2, it pins those 2 attractions at the top of your tip board, which is cool. So if you pick too many interests and you have too many things to scroll through when you're trying to fight times. I kept thinking in the back of my head, okay, Danny always said that the times change quickly, and I saw that, so I want to make sure I don't get caught into that loop. So I picked like maybe 2 of the things, and then you can also buy 2 of the individual lightning lanes. So that's the approach we had. So Mike would deal with buying the individual lightning lanes for anything that we wanted that day, and I would deal with trying to find the Genie Plus, at least the first one to start. And usually because of the way my family travels, we picked something later in the day. So maybe like 2 hours after park opening, which is okay because if you may know at Genie Plus, if you book something in 2 hours after the park has already opened, you can choose another Genie Plus. And I was able to start stacking passes on top of each other like they talk about. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, we got all that stuff set up because it's always a routine. And I hated thinking that much early in the morning. I just don't like doing it. And this is going to be one of my downfalls of this program. I just don't like doing that on vacation. But at 6:58, as Ear Scout suggested, I started, refreshing the screen just to make sure that I catch that minute that the system opens up and the tip board, and I can make those choices. So once activated for the thing, Mike bought bought the lightning lanes. I booked the Genie Plus. For our first day, Mike was able to buy Cosmic Rewind and Rise of the Resistance, I believe. We're going to do some hopping that day because I did get a park hopper ticket. And I booked, I believe it was Slinky Dog it ended up being like at 5:30 that afternoon, you know?
That's about right.
Yeah, so I got Slinky Dog at 5:30. We got Cosmic Rewind for 2. So I got it right when our hopping experience started, and we got Rise for around 3:30. So most of the stuff was later in the day, which, as you know, it's fine with me because it's like I could just go back to bed and just rest and get up whenever the hell I want.
But are you saying you had to go? I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I listen to this. Did you have to go to Epcot? Well, what was your day? What was the park you had booked for the day?
So for the first day that I had, my park reservation was Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so you had to go to Hollywood Studios, hop over to Cosmic Rewind at 2:00, and then hop back over to Studios for the Slinky Dog.
Yes, yeah. Well,
Okay,
we
got
had
it.
stuff booked before then because of the 2-hour rule. So we
Yeah. But I'm saying to hit those up, that's how you would have to do it. You have to go Studios, Epcot, Studios.
Yeah, because you got to check in with your park reservation first before you can hop. But it was okay because at Hollywood Studios, the first thing we did that day was the Brown Derby reservation at 11:00, which was great.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You sent me over that picture of the tuna
Carpaccio Niçoise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a great way to start my morning on that Monday.
Yeah, I was mad at you.
Did you end up going to Mickey Moto?
No, I was playing. But I did text Kevin. I was like, man, I'm thinking about just driving up there. Me and Lily hitting the car. We're going right up there. I wanted to. I so badly wanted to.
I would have found out a way to fit you in our room. Snuck you in.
And I would have been surprised when I was like, oh, Mike and Joy are here. Woo! Awkward.
You'd have been like, you won't believe this, E.
That would have been fun actually to see.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put y'all in any position.
No.
Again, it was totally not us.
We adults.
I promise you.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's like if you don't tell me there's a situation, then I'm just go with it. So if you were to say we're coming up just to eat that, I was like, hey, Mike and Joy, Danny's coming up with his daughter. They want to have that Brown Derby. He's like, okay, let's go. You know, because we had inflatables, so I could have squeezed my oldest kid was sleeping in the sofa bed or whatever, so we could all squeeze into our room.
Inflatables.
Yeah, because I have 2 daughters and they like to share the living room area together, but they don't like to sleep with each other in the same bed. So I brought one of my inflatable mattresses. So one got the sofa bed, the other got the inflatable. Usually in the villas, there's like a sleeper chair that you can fold out, but this one didn't have a sleeper chair. So we compensated and got the inflatable bed. But anyway.
That's what you stumbled over your kids.
Yes, that's where I stumbled on my kids. Yeah, on the way to the bathroom.
My bad, girl.
Daddy, why'd you kick me in my head?
It was an accident. The light was off.
Yeah, so now my first day, which leads me to Cosmic Rewind, I started out at 11 a.m. with Brown Derby, and then I got Cosmic Rewind at 2, which worked out great because after my meal, I could just hop on over, ride the ride.
You weren't worried about getting sick since you just ate?
Well, I mean, it wasn't immediately. I had like
okay.
about an hour,
Okay.
which is enough, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I came out on the scathe, so I guess it was okay.
I mean, I was going to say, so it's not a very, what's the word I want? It's not a
really raucous.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not rough
didn't-
on your
I
stomach.
didn't find it.
kinda
Yeah.
ride. Okay.
But yeah, so we did Cosmic Rewind, then we hopped back over. We got Rise was at 3:30. So what did we have before that? Oh yeah, we had Rise. Then we got a Mickey's Running Rail Railway. Then we got Rise. Well, I did Rise. I said Rise. Star Tours. We did Muppet Vision 3D. We hit up Baseline Tap House.
Nice.
It was a great day. And then we had Slinky Dog, but Slinky Dog went down. So we're like, ah.
Oh, no.
So we didn't get to ride Slinky Dog. We did get a free thing, but it was like by that point, it was like the evening time, and our initial intention was to hop back over to Epcot, you know, and just go like absolutely nuts because they had the extended hours to 11 o'clock. So we were going to try to get Remy, try to get on that during the resort time when it was just open to resort guests. But that part of the plan never panned out because we were tired. So we just went back to the hotel and chilled and stuff like that. But anyway, let's talk about Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
Right?
Looking
Yes.
forward to this.
This is the newest attraction. We rode it on our first full day at Walt Disney World. And just like I said, I mentioned we bought this individual lightning thing. And I didn't realize it until that day that you can buy 2 of them. Right? Lee, is that consistent for every day that you have it? You can just buy 2 individual lightning lanes and that's it?
Well, you have to. You can buy 2 no matter what. But you could also get it because you were staying at the Deluxe Resort and you could get it during the extra hours. So if you weren't staying at a Deluxe Resort, you couldn't have got the second one.
Oh, so anybody else outside of the Deluxe Resorts only gets 1?
Well, they can get 2, but I'm talking about Cosmic Rewind specifically. Everyone can get 2, but you got to hop because there's only 1 in each park. So if you're going to get 2, you got to get one from one park and 1 from the other. But being that you're in a Deluxe Resort, you also got that extra time frame for Cosmic Rewind which is only for the after hours or whatever.
Man, that's
how you got the second one.
all those rules, man.
And you never did the virtual line?
What's that?
I know you never did the virtual queue.
No, I never did the virtual queue. I didn't want to wait for that.
No, I get it. I mean, if you can purchase it, you are in the front of the line. Virtual queue just gets you in the line, so there's still the wait. The advantage is, of course, you don't have to pay for it.
I'd rather just pay for it and be done with it.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah,
It's like I
get
wanted
it. Or both.
I wanted to make sure that I got on it because I knew I want to make sure I had that experience for the show. So it's like, screw it, let's just buy it. Let's just do it. You know, it hurt a little bit. It was probably the most expensive one out of the entire week. It was like $15.
It should.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
it should be
$15
that.
per person, which was cool. We bought it for everybody in the party, including my little one, which I'll talk about that a little later. But anyway, so yeah, we got in via the lightning lane, which means I didn't get to experience all of the things in the queue that you see people in the video, so I didn't see everything, but I did see the little video about Peter Quill wanting to ride Horizons and the Veggie Fruit, and of course I saw all the Terry Crews pre-shows and stuff and company. So I got to see that. I got enough to know what the attraction was all about. My entire group rode the attraction. You know, I even had my youngest one, Leilani. She had some apprehensions about the roller coaster because, you know, she's not big on roller coasters. But she asked me, and I promised her a Mickey bar if she rode it. So I was like, okay, she was cool with it.
Nice.
Or so I thought. I'll get to that in a second. But let me say this roller coaster is not for the faint of heart. You know, and I could definitely see how some people would be concerned about getting sick. However, I don't think the spinning is out of this world crazy. I feel the spinning is more controlled. If you take a typical Omnimover attraction, like say Haunted Mansion, where they control what you're looking at, take that chassis and put it on a roller coaster frame, or as opposed to an Omnimover frame, that's essentially what it is. Because it'll point you in what you need to look at for that particular attraction. Now, granted, you're still in a roller coaster in the dark, so it's still kind of like rock and roller coaster. You know, things are whizzing by. There's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of space. There's a couple of things that are lit up. But that's about it. But I guess with the G-forces that are acted upon you, I can see where people were getting sick. I don't think the spinning is out of this world crazy.
So you don't just go like zzz,
No.
Yeah.
Now, I've been on a roller coaster that did that. It was it was in Brazil in this theme park called Hopi Hari. And it was a roller coaster with.
Is that Brazilian for you're gonna get sick?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that translates to.
Opie Cunningham. That's what it sounds like.
But if you take the Tilt-A-Whirl and the Carnival amusement parks and stick it on a roller coaster chassis, a frame, that's basically what that ride was. Ooh. So I've been in a free twirling roller coaster, and that is nuts. This wasn't that. So I found this a little bit more manageable, and I didn't really get sick on it.
Didn't really get sick on it.
I didn't really get.
But you felt something.
I felt something. I felt.
You just ate.
I did just eat, yeah, but I didn't get nauseous or thrown up or anything else like that. I did feel just like, oh, okay.
That was brisk.
That was brisk, like
boy.
Lipton tea or something, you know.
Woo!
But well, let me give you this arrangement. Tell you before I give the reactions of my group on this ride. So. It was me and my daughter Lily, and then my wife was with the youngest Leilani, and then my oldest Ella was riding with Joy, and then Mike was with some strange dude. Because we have an odd number, so it's like everybody rode, so somebody had to do the dude.
Mike was a strange dude.
Why not?
So, the reactions after we got off of it, my oldest did not like it. Straight up, she's like, I hate it.
Why'd she hate it?
Oh yeah,
she just didn't like it. She was like, it was too intense. Saying, she just kept on saying, I don't like that. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. I never could get a reason out of it. My wife has no opinion on it because she was busy covering my youngest eyes as we're going through the reaction. So she didn't know what was going on. But she was busy doing this kind of, just to make sure my youngest was safe, and she was holding on because she was screaming her head off. My youngest did not like it at all, and it pretty much scarred her for the rest of the trip.
What?
I feel bad. Because and let me tell you
how old is she?
She's 7.
7.
She's 7. She's like itty bitty. I make half Asian babies. So they're little people.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's like every ride that I had a Genie Plus for, whether it be like Seven Dwarfs or Pirates of the Caribbean or Jungle Cruise. She was like, "What's this ride like? What is it like? Is it a roller coaster? Is there drops? Is there twists and turns?" Every single thing. I was like, "No, baby, it's fine. You're gonna be fine. You can be totally fine."
Those are fair questions to ask.
No, I don't blame her, and I feel bad. I did get her the Mickey bar, so I did do as I promised. But
you better gotten her more than a Mickey bar.
No, I got her several Mickey bars and whatever else she wanted. Pretty much I got.
Oh wow!
Like screw you, Daddy. I want to sleep in a castle tonight.
Daddy, I trusted you.
Yeah, I did feel bad. Everything, and her sisters are just like, "Don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine." And it's like she kept on asking. So yeah, I scarred my daughter from day one, my youngest.
This is a lawless family vacation.
I was
Look
gonna
at
say you
that.
were trying to hide it.
I like it. Like the worst thing. No, the air conditioning was the worst thing that happened on my trip. Oh yeah, my daughter got scarred for life. I'm sorry,
scarred,
and I forgot
yeah.
to mention that. Yes, but the
I
worst air
tripped
conditioning was.
over-
Well, maybe that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say so like because I have heard the only few people that I know that rode it, they like loved it. Lady at a job, Susie and her daughter, they rode it. They were like, "Oh man, it's the best ride ever!" And they I was like, "Better than Rise."
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get into it since you brought it up. But if when we're comparing Rise to Cosmic Rewind,
Can you do that? I guess is the first.
that's
thing.
the first thing that you can. I think you can only compare it in one particular way, which is the experience. Because they're basically two different ride platforms. They're going to offer different ride experiences overall. But the overall theme, theatrical attraction experience, you could do that. My opinion, I think Rise still beats out Cosmic Rewind as far as the experience goes. And people may say, oh, but you didn't go through the full queue. But yeah, you know what? I don't go through the full queue in Rise, and I still get a great experience. From the minute I enter to the minute I leave. Cosmic Rewind, to me, and I'll compare it like this. From a technical standpoint, I think it's an advancement on Rock and Roller Coaster, basically. Disney's always trying to advance, so I drew the parallel. You have Rock and Roller Coaster. Your next step is Cosmic Rewind. You had Soarin'. Next step is Flights of Passage. You had Universe of Energy, and the next steps after that was Rise, Remy, and Railway. That's what led. Those are kind of like the grandfather and the later relatives of how they progressed the ride systems. So yeah, it's a better Rock and Roller Coaster in my opinion. Is it a better experience than Rise? I don't think so. It was fun. It's still a coaster in the dark. The effects are cool. There's a lot of darkness, and you had that splashdown effect, kind of like at the end of Space Mountain. But it didn't give me that, oh my God, this is the most incredible thing ever. That's me though. But then I'd also challenge the people that say that. It's like, are you basing it because it is a roller coaster and a thrill ride, and that's why it trumps any other kind of experience? Is that your only basis, or are you actually taking the entire attraction? And we've talked about this on the show before. Are you taking the entire thing as a whole experience and comparing it? Because I have hazard to guess a lot of these Disney fans, they say this is the most awesome thing ever just because it's a thrill ride.
Oh, and it could also be recency bias.
Yes.
Maybe that's a good point.
That's how I feel about it. Like every movie that comes out, this is the best Disney movie ever. It's better than blah, blah, blah. It's the best one I've ever. It's like, yeah, until the next movie comes out, then that's the best one. And it's like, I just have I have to experience it for myself, but I cannot for the life of me think of anything that could be better than Rise of the Resistance as an overall beginning to end, all the interactions, cast member interactions, all that stuff that goes into it, the reveal with the Stormtrooper. I just can't fathom anything being better than that.
Well, and I think you hit the nail right in the head there, is so if you watch a video of Rise of the Resistance before you even ride it, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to step out into that hall. I can't wait to see the Stormtroopers line up, being in that Imperial Star Cruiser. I can't wait to see the AT-ATs as you come into the room. I can't wait to see the bolts. There's nothing that I saw in that video that I'm like, I can't wait to see that video projection of that spaceship. Like there was nothing that I saw where I'm like, I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to experience that. And look, watching stuff on videos on YouTube is not exactly, I said it before, I thought Slinky Dog looked like it was boring. And then I experienced it, I'm like, you know what, that was actually pretty good. So yeah, obviously the video does not tell the full story, but there was just nothing in the video for Cosmic Rewind where I'm like, yeah, I need to get over there to see that as quickly as possible. It was more like, you know what, I can wait until Tron opens and go see them both.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment because it's like, I boil it down. It's just a more advanced Rock and Roller Coaster, that's it. And yeah, that's the thing where, and I was talking about challenging people that think this is the best thing ever. It's like, is it because it doesn't, Rise doesn't move you fast like it does, like Cosmic Rewind does? Is that why you think it's better? Or just in general, the thrill rides win over anything else because of that? And it's like, I don't see it that way. I like to think of the whole experience as itself. And to even more to your point, Danny, it's like, with Rise of the Resistance, the land that it's in helps you prepare for that experience better than where Cosmic is. Even from outside of Rise, all the way through Rise until the exit of Rise, I'm in Star Wars. Nothing, and maybe it'll change once they finish building everything, but nothing on that side of the park gets me ready for the world of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah, that's totally fair.
I leave Epcot, go in the ride, I come out, I'm still in Epcot. You know, I'm on that side of Epcot. Oh, there's Mission Space. You know, in Rise of Resistance, I'm in Star Wars. I go in the ride, out the ride, I'm still in Star Wars. Oh, look, there's the Millennium Falcon. Nothing deviates me from that experience. You know, so here's another thing. Once is all I needed. Once is all any of us needed. You know, but we rode Rise twice. We rode Railway twice. You know, and that's all I needed to. That's all I needed to have it.
Yeah, Rise was something you need to go on. Like, you wanted to ride as much as possible to catch every single detail. Hopefully, even to ride that separate second track. You don't get that, I don't think, with Cosmic Rewind.
No,
right?
no, you don't.
I mean, all you get is like a different song, right?
Yeah, you get a different song. I got the Tears for Fears.
Everybody
rules the world. Yeah, everyone wants to rule the world. So I got that
Everybody.
one. So that was kind of neat. I dug that song. But I was hoping the little jump portal would have been a little bit different. But you know, it's at the lift hill, so it's like you can only go so fast. Whereas in the movies, you know, they're flying through that jump port, and it's like just don't get that effect.
Okay, so would this make it to your top 5 attractions in, say, Disney World?
Let me think here. I would say no.
Top 10.
Maybe top 10. Everybody's squeezing it. I'd have to really examine it. Top 15, I'd say yeah, sure, why not?
Expedition Everest or Cosmic Rewind?
I'll take Expedition Everest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, only reason it's the same thing as Rise is that the whole area prepares me for it. You know, the coaster experience, I think maybe because it's outside, I think Expedition just there's more to see.
Okay.
You know, that you can see everything.
Space Mountain or Cosmic Rewind?
That's tough for me because I find Space Mountain's like the grandfather. Without that, these guys wouldn't have happened, you know? So I want to give respect to Space Mountain only because they did pull elements from Space Mountain for Cosmic Rewind, such as the splashdown at the end. You go into that little end run with the break, in the coaster world they call it the break run, and the lights come up, and it's kind of like when you're blasting back into Earth through the atmosphere in Space Mountain. Same kind of setup, you know. As far as darkness goes, you know, it's just straight up ride in space. Yeah, I'll take Space Mountain.
All right, Big Thunder Mountain or Cosmic Rewind?
I still think Big Thunder, man.
Wow.
I enjoy Big Thunder, and I don't know if it's because it's outside and there's more to see, and I'm not just a coaster in the dark. But people may argue, but you just like Space Mountain. That's just a coaster in the dark. Yeah, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's a coaster in the dark. Cosmic Rewind, I'm supposed to be like I don't know what vehicle I'm in.
It says something that, okay, you're attaching the Guardians of the Galaxy to this. There's no AA figures. This is all projections. It's all, give me, like, there's an expectation. You've attached Guardians of the Galaxy to this. Space Mountain, the expectation is I'm going to see space. And that expectation is delivered on.
It's in the freaking name.
Right. Guardians of the Galaxy, you want to see more than just a projection of the actors. An AA figure probably would have, or 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever, would have probably helped
something.
Yeah. Slinky Dog Dash or Cosmic Rewind?
If I had to choose to ride it, I'd probably pull Slinky Dog. My whole family, we enjoy Slinky Dog.
Okay.
So I'd probably go for that too.
Rock and Roller Coaster or Cosmic Rewind?
Cosmic Rewind.
Okay, so that's like the first one of those coasters that I could think of. Am I missing a coaster?
I mean, if you want to count Splash Mountain, but Splash Mountain will win for me.
Yeah, Splash Mountain. Yeah,
That's like a water coaster.
I figured that was easy.
Yeah. Seven Dwarfs.
Oh.
I like Seven Dwarfs though. That might be kind of tough for me.
I was gonna say, man. I mean, again,
I like coasters outside. I don't know. There's just something about coasters being outside it's fun for me because they have to do more for theming.
Yeah,
you know. Even Seven Dwarfs has an animatronic.
Well, and then you really get the impression of height, like how high up you are when you're outside, and then you have that beautiful scene in the mine where, again, that's the one you want to ride 5 times over because you want to catch all the details in the mine as you go there. Like you get out of there, you're like, man, what was Sleepy doing? I'm sure he was sleeping, but where was he sleeping? Like, Dopey had the diamonds. What was Doc up to?
Well, they all have facial expressions that you can check out too, which I thought was cool.
Sure. So, I mean, there's all kinds of details you want to go back for. When it's just, a projection, you can catch all that on YouTube and see exactly what you missed.
Yeah. But I tell you what, with Rock and Roller Coaster, at least I knew I was in like a super stretch limo. I don't know exactly what kind of spaceship I was in for Guardians.
Was you the Nova Corps ship?
Is it? It doesn't feel like a Nova Corps. It feels like a roller coaster car.
I think you're
No, I mean, you're right. If it's supposed to be a Nova Corps ship, then I was like, okay, I wasn't convinced. I must have missed that.
It looks confining from what I've seen on the
It's about the
videos.
same space as like Rock and Roller Coaster, so you would have fit the same way. I don't know.
Let me try this.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
Flight of Passage or Cosmic Rewind?
I usually favor the physical, so I'll probably go with Cosmic Rewind.
I could see that.
Although I'd probably do Soarin' over Cosmic Rewind, oddly enough.
I could see that too.
Yeah, because I know I just said I favor the physical, but I'm physically in a glider, Whereas
you do feel the sensation of being up high.
Yeah, and whereas like Flight of Passage, I'm in this faux banshee that's breathing between my legs. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like a
that's a stretch. I can't really relate to that because I don't know that. But a glider, yeah, hell yeah, I could do that. I've been parasailing, so I know what the sensation's like, and Soarin' does a good job with that, for sure.
I think it's interesting that you were basically like, hey, we wrote it, cool, that we're good.
Done.
Even Remy, like after I wrote, I was like, I kind of want to do it again. I'm like, that was cool. Let me go see if I can, I was looking forward to the next time I was going to ride Remy. And that's not exactly a thrill ride.
I would like to have ridden Remy again. I know my kids would like to have ridden it, but it was that day, that week it was tough to get unless it was your park reservation.
Yeah.
Right. And so we only had one Epcot park reservation, But unfortunately, I would have ridden it again, but we rode the other two similar ride systems, which is Railway and Rise again.
Yeah, it's a bummer y'all didn't get to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we did ride it once, but we...
Oh, you did ride it.
Yeah, we rode it. Yeah, I made that a priority on an Epcot day.
Oh, great.
I know the kids have been gunning for it for sure. So we did get to ride Remy, and they liked that. But it's tough to get.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so the comp I always heard on this was Gringotts.
I don't think it's Gringotts. No, I mean, I can see where they compare it because they're both on a roller coaster frame, but I think the roller coaster experience is different on Gringotts than it is Cosmic Rewind. I think because it's a singular car. It's a wider track, but it's not in constant motion. It's actually kind of, if you take Remy but put it on a coaster track, it's kind of like that, right? Because you stop into certain screens, some little action happens, and you move on the coaster.
Yeah, it's better at storytelling for sure.
Right, whereas Cosmic Rewind, you're just on a constant. Once the coaster goes, it goes.
It goes.
It doesn't stop. You're not looking around. So I can kind of see it, but I don't see it as a comparison. I don't think it's a comparative kind of a thing.
Can I tell you, similar to your story, there was I want to say Sophia would have been 6 at the time and she did not want to ride Gringotts, and I promised her the moon. I'd be like, look, if you do, I'll buy you this. And finally, she was like, in her little quiet Sophia way was like that, like she'll surge her on. And we went on there, and she had a blast on Gringotts. Loved Gringotts. She got on there. She was smiling ear to ear. She was so happy. She went. And man, I got that kid like 2 or 3 things afterwards. I was so proud of her for being so brave, and then she was so proud of herself because she showed bravery. Yeah, I had the better experience.
Yeah, you did have the better. Yeah, you did.
But I had the bad experience with Lily one time going on Expedition Everest, and she freaked out when we started going backwards and upside down. She held it together. We got out of there, got through the gift shop, held it together. She's just sitting there like this, and like, you okay? And like, held together. Go outside because her mom and Grandpa Jeff did not ride. They're just sitting out there waiting for us. They see her like, hey, how'd it go? Runs over there. Arms stretched out like hold me.
Oh my God.
And I'm in the shop. I'm like, you want this? You want that? You want your own little Yeti? You want a little stuffed little Yeti? No.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, she just wanted an outside so she can go cry to her mommy. Can you believe what this made me do?
Well, my middle child, at first when we were getting off the ride, she's like, I'm never riding that again. I'm not doing this again. No. And then 30 seconds later, as we're walking out the ride, she's like, that wasn't too bad. I might ride that again. I don't know. I think this would be good. I was like, well, what made the change? It's like, oh, I don't know. It was kind of fun, I think. I don't know. I'd do it again just to give it another shot. It's like, oh, well, good for you, girl. She was the one that was riding with me.
Maybe she reflected on it afterwards. And was like, you know what? Hey, it wasn't all that bad.
The initial shock wore off and stuff. It did make one person in our party sick, and it pretty much ended her park day.
Oh, no. Joy?
Yeah, Joy. Yeah, she got sick, ended her day. Apparently, Fong, I guess, didn't warn her about what the implications of this ride are or what to expect. But, she has some kind of motion sickness.
She always has had a motion sickness issue. I remember that.
And I didn't know. I forgot about that, or I didn't really realize the severity of it. But I figured Mike would have at least warned her, but I guess he didn't. And she got on that ride, and, the minute we got out, she was headed to the bathroom. She's like, I got to find a bathroom. I got to go. It looks like she was about to puke. But yeah, she ran out of there, and she basically went back to the hotel and ended her day. So
go figure. Mike didn't give anybody any warning.
How about that?
Unheard of, Kev. Yeah. Unheard of.
Yeah.
She didn't see the coaster before y'all got on and saw it flying around and said, "Oh,
no, it's indoors."
Yeah, you can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Or else that would have helped. But Yeah, I never knew the whole severity of how the motion sickness. Else I would have said, yeah, I don't know if you want to ride this.
Well, I mean, it does have barf bags in the seat, so that would be the first indication.
It's funny. I didn't see them. I didn't think to look for them either, but it wasn't like it was apparent. I just got in my seat and I was like bracing for life.
That means someone used it.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe so.
Could have been that. Wait, was it every seat had it, or was it only like certain seats had it? Like maybe Joy was sitting in the
that's
back
a good
seat.
question. That's a good
We
question.
were in the middle.
Okay.
I do have pictures. I'll have to show you guys off here.
Yeah.
So I'll show you the pictures. But yeah, so that's my thought on Cosmic Rewind for this particular part of the trip report.
It's not surprising. It's kind of, it's unfortunate that it didn't. You kind of wanted to live up to the hype, don't you? But it in watching the videos and seeing what it was, it's kind of like, I can't imagine that this is what everyone's saying it is. And the idea that you even would bring, I mean, just putting Rise of the Resistance in the conversation with it immediately has you judging this thing on the highest of standards, which is the worst thing that you could do.
Right.
If you said this is a better rock and roller coaster and people go in there and ride it and they're like, oh yeah, that was a better rock and roller coaster.
I think that would have been the better sell, at least for me, because I'm a big fan of Disney history, and I love how they build upon the systems that they've made before and make it better. So if you would have said, we've taken rock and roller coaster and plussed that experience for you in Cosmic Rewind, I think that would have sold better for me. I was like, yeah, okay, I like to see where they went with this, because I love where they went from Universe of Energy to Rise. If it wasn't for Universe of Energy, Rise of Resistance and all those guys would never happen. Yeah. The same thing with Cosmic Rewind. If Rock and Roller Coaster hadn't been built like that, Cosmic Rewind maybe would not have taken place after that. So I think that's a better sell. But yeah, man, for this part of the trip report, I wanted to end with Cosmic Rewind, and maybe for other segments that we could talk about, I want to talk about the food. I had a lot of great first on food, just to kind of tease away. And I also want to maybe tease another segment. Just, I almost ran out of toilet paper in the bathroom. So stay tuned, guys. There's a lot of other stuff to talk about from my trip.
It sounds like there was a lot. You undersold the amount of traumatic events.
Yeah, I didn't think there was, but now that when I start to say it, it's like, maybe there's a lot of fun. But I'm gonna save that for other segments. For this one, I wanted to get to Cosmic Rewind because I'm sure everybody wanted to hear how that experience went.
Sure.
And that's how my experience went.
I can tell you what, that wasn't even what I wanted to hear about. I wanted to hear about Typhoon Lagoon. To be honest
that's definitely anchoring one of the other segments for sure. Typhoon Lagoon, just to tease, I would go back just for a vacation at Typhoon Lagoon and to eat.
I've been pushing my wife like crazy, and yesterday she told Eli and I, next weekend, come on, let's go, Typhoon Lagoon. She was drunk, but I think she'll take that back today. But she was like totally game for it, because I've been pushing that. I'm like, I don't care about seeing the. You want to go see this? It's like, nope, just want to go to Typhoon Lagoon.
Dude, I would totally do that.
You pitched another one about Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
go to the.
I'm thinking about Thanksgiving with my family.
Well,
the reason because one of my friend Lisa, she's in the group. Her youngest daughter is in the college program.
Okay.
All right.
So they move her in next weekend. So we don't know where she's at. We know she's custodial, but we don't know where she'll be assigned. So once we find out where she's assigned, then I'll make plans for the trip.
Well, if she's assigned to Epcot, make sure she's waiting there when I get out of Cosmic Rewind.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Yeah. I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see what all you guys think about it. We talk about just doing a trip to Typhoon Lagoon. After this trip, I may change my strategy for going down there, and doing something like limiting the experiences while we're down there. Just because it's gotten so expensive, and it's there's usually never enough time to see everything. So if I focus on one or two things, I could probably have just as relaxing a vacation and just a good time than if I tried to see everything like we did on this past trip. You know what I mean? But I'll get into that more later in subsequent trip reports. But
that was one of our tips. That was what I said. Go as many times as you can possibly go. So that way you get to that point where you take the pressure off of yourself to see everything.
Everything, right?
Right. Where it's like, because if you go once every 3 or 4 years, you got to go see everything all over again. If you go once a year, you're like, I saw that, and you kind of prioritize what it is that you want to go do.
Well, thanks for indulging me, guys. Hopefully I could talk to you in the future about my food experiences, which I always love talking about food, and Typhoon Lagoon and my bathroom experiences. So yeah, that's, I guess, part one maybe of our trip report. Cosmic Rewind.
Rewind.
Thanks. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed that part of the trip report where I talk about Cosmic Rewind. Look, if you want to learn more about us, magicourway.com is the way to go. There you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Also, you can get in touch with us through the following ways to share your opinions about Cosmic Rewind. You can shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com, or you can call or send us a text message. Yes, I did say text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEN. That is 1-815-MOWEEKEN. That is 669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of guys who do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does things with comics.
Hey, Rob Liefeld here. Deadpool, Cable, X-Force, Domino, Marvel Comics, Image Comics, all of it. You guys, what is up? Eli Ivory, what a great name. Eli Ivory, comic guru. I'm here to talk about you. I am here to say, check out ivorycomics.com. That's right, you. Check out ivorycomics.com. ivorycomics.com. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. You're missing out. The Savages comic cannot be beat, cannot be surpassed. You need to check it out, experience it for yourself, and you know the story. It's all about the glory. Congrats to you and all the magic that you're making with your Ivory Comics. Eli Ivory, comic book guru. Check out ivorycomics.com, comic book guru. Eli Ivory, the whole package. Deadpool said to. Do it. ivorycomics.com. Right now. Liefeld out.
That's right. Rob's PSA is good for the USA. That's what I'm talking about. Just like he said, when you go to the Ivory Comics website, you see all those good products that are out there. You can also get a link to this podcast so you never miss an episode, a trip report, and an insight about what's going on and who's going on with it. So please go ahead and support the Ivory Comics site. Facebook.com. I'm right there too, Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, nice to meet you. But if you're a bot, cannot greet you. All right. Project Geisha has a Facebook page, so facebook.com/Project Geisha. Instagram, I'm right there posting up hearts and likes and seeing what you got. You can find me there at EIV504. And of course, on Twitter, I can be found at Hancock10166. So if you appreciate the madness, then you're bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a vacation so that you too can experience Cosmic Rewind, you could do it through Lee of Magical Moments Vacations. Lee, tell them how to do this.
Just give me a call at 832-431-1621. That's 832. 5-part trip report. 832-CONTENT. You can email me at lee@magicourway.com. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Lostavica Travel. That's LASTOVICA Travel. On Instagram, you got a friend in Lee Travel. And on TikTok, you got a friend in Lee. And if you do any of that, we'll get you hooked up and booked up with no
Hasselvika.
In addition, guys, there's so many ways to support the show as a whole, and you can find them all on our website, magicourway.com. Plus, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/magicourway. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Mohegans, we say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
I have every intention of eating those bananas for breakfast, but I still somehow end up with tacos.
Almond Joy. Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't. I almost got nuts. Hey, this is Kevin from the Magic Our Way podcast. When Calgon